Hey guys, welcome to the PBHS Edge. My name is Angad. I'm your host, and with me I have a fellow student AJ,
How y'all doing?
and then we also have a fellow student Rashab,
What's up?
and then we're accompanied by our two teachers, Mr. Ellis and Mr. Woodward. We open up the NFL season with the Cowboys going to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers. The edge for this game is 8.5 points, and the number is 52. For me personally, I feel like this game is going to depend on how the Cowboys start out with their offense and if their defense is able to stop the Buccaneers. If they can't get few defensive possessions going and stopping the Buccaneers, I feel like the Buccaneers can get running with their offense because they may seem like lackluster, but they always find a way with Tom Brady at quarterback. I believe this game is also going to depend on how well the Cowboys offensive line plays because they're missing some key names. But for this game, I see Dallas getting the edge, and I see both teams covering the number with a score of 24-16, with the Buccaneers winning.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Angai here. I think uh for the Cowboys to win this game, I think it solely depends on how their O line plays and how fast Dak and the offense can get started. I think coming off that ankle injury, I think Dak has like more of a drive to play. But then again, that Tampa Bay defense was really good during the Super Bowl last year, and seeing how stacked this Cowboys offense is, it's going to be a good fight. But I still think the Buccaneers are going to edge the Cowboys out 17-10.
Um, I think my prediction is I think I have the Buccaneers winning. I have them winning. Also want to say 17-10 as well because I think that this game really really matters about the receivers. The Buccaneers, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. I think this is just going to be more of an offensive game and just see who can capitalize and really, take that first charge on the offense. So I have the Buccaneers winning 17-10.
Well, this one's definitely interesting. You guys made some good points. And while Tom Brady, suffered his potentially first ever hangover last year after that little parade, the boat fiasco there, I don't think Tampa's going to have any sort of championship hangover at all. I think they're coming out flying. Even though the preseason is a weird time, I don't think you really had a good example of what players really going to play like. And of course, Dak and the Dallas defense and offense, nobody really knows what's expected. But I feel like Tampa was peaking last year. They were terrible at the beginning of the season. And then by the end of it, they just rolled through everybody and then, played just almost a flawless game in the Super Bowl. So I see them picking up on that. I think that they've got the horses they need. Obviously, everybody's back. And I do think Brady and Bruce Arians and the other leaders on that team are going to get everybody focused. And I see Tampa in this one, 31-24. Doesn't cover the spread, but definitely going to be a Tampa win to start the season.
All right, next up we have the Patriots versus the Dolphins. The Dolphins will be going to Foxborough. I feel like this game is going to be a toss-up, almost 50-50. I feel like this is going to give a good example or give us a taste of how we'll see Tua versus Mac Jones play in the future. But I feel like this is going to come down to whoever commits the least amount of mistakes. Both quarterbacks are unproven in my eyes. Tua was not what we thought he would be. He was a bit more iffy, And Mac Jones, I don't believe he should have started over Cam Newton, but he got the job. And it's time for him to prove he deserved the job to everyone else who didn't see what the Patriots head coaches saw. But looking at the defenses, both these teams have middle of the pack defenses. Dolphins and the Patriots aren't all that amazing. And I don't see these defenses forcing them into making mistakes, so we can see which quarterback makes their own mental mistakes. Uh, I have the Dolphins getting the edge here, but I don't see the teams reaching the line. I would give this. I believe the Dolphins will win this by a score of at least 20-17. Keep it close, but I don't think it'll be anything special from either quarterback.
Okay, so for my prediction for the game is that I think the Patriots will edge it out. It's two young quarterbacks, Tua and Mac Jones. We still need to see more from Tua, but we're also seeing a new quarterback in Mac Jones in a Bill Belichick offense. So it's going to be interesting to see how each quarterback plays against each other, who feeds off who, and who will ultimately end up victorious. But I think the Dolphins will lose this game in Foxborough. I have the Patriots winning 30-24.
As for my prediction, two young quarterbacks. I definitely agree with what you guys are saying. We didn't see enough from Tua. So, but as for Mac Jones, the quarterback, I feel that Mac Jones definitely fitting into the Bill Belichick play type system a lot more better than Cam. Mac Jones is a lot more of like a field general type quarterback, and then Cam's more of like a scrambling quarterback. So they kind of just had to like switch up a lot of things when Cam was quarterback. But I feel that now they can definitely Mac Jones can definitely go with the Bill Belichick type offense and the type of system quarterback. But I'm gonna have to go with the Dolphins over the Patriots, with a score of 21-7.
Wow, that's some interesting predictions. That's a low number for the Pats and Mac Jones on the offense. I can understand where that's coming from because we're not sure if he's really knows what he's doing yet. But this is a battle of former teammates. Mac Jones and Tua are on the same team. Big shout out to Tua's younger brother and his big win at Maryland last weekend. Thought he played great, and exciting for the Terps to see him playing so well. But I see the Pats defense as being a key thing here. I think Belichick and the rest of the coaches have really kind of focused in on that. They know that Mac Jones just has to manage things, make some decent throws. He hasn't had much time with the first team in preseason, but he had a lot of first reps during the camp. So I see this as a squish the fish week as the Pats 20-17. They don't cover, they do cover, and they get the win.
All right, next up, we have a primetime game of the Ravens versus the Raiders. I believe this game is going to be a laugher. The NFL just loves giving the Ravens some free wins to start off and get those yearly accusations of, oh, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. But anyways, I feel like on the other side of the ball, the Raiders, they're just lost. Like I see them making some new additions and everything, but I never see progress from them. I feel bad for Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs. I feel like they're stuck just going in endless circles with this franchise. But I feel like the Ravens defense will be able to limit Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs, so eliminating both the X factors for the Raiders. Also, I feel like this is a good opportunity for the Ravens to sort out their running back room behind Gus Edwards, seeing that J.K. Dobbins tore his ACL. And there's not many people behind Gus Edwards that have established themselves as starters or with the first team. So I give the edge to the Ravens here, and I do see them covering the line. This score is going to be pretty bad, so I have the Ravens winning by around 40 to maybe 20, so something in that range, because this is not going to be a close game.
Yeah, I gotta agree, man. As a Ravens fan, I'm trying to be as non-biased as possible, but I think with the additions on the Ravens defense with Justin Houston, Odafe Owe, Patrick Queen, and Malik Harrison getting their development in, I think our defense was a lot better than it was last year, saying was. But I also think that Raiders defense is something the Ravens can't undermine with the additions of Yannick Ngakoue, KJ Wright recently signed. That's something that Greg Roman and Lamar Jackson have to like game plan around and try to like minimize like the pressure on the offensive line as well. I think the Ravens will probably come out with the victory, most likely. I have the score of the Ravens 42-21.
My prediction for this game, I feel that, Lamar Jackson last season didn't really live up to the expectations that we thought he was going to live up to, meaning since he just came from an MVP season, So I just feel that in my eyes, I just feel that he's got a lot to prove. So I also think that, Josh Jacobs, good running back, they got good young talent, good young core, specifically from the Khalil Mack trade with the Chicago Bears. So I just think personally, this is not going to be a close game at all. I just feel that this is going to be really more just what the Ravens are really going to look like. So I think that the score is going to be 28-10.
I did forget one thing for the Ravens fans out there. I wanted to thank everybody for Matthew Judon. He's absolutely tearing it up for the Patriots. I love it. But for this one, I think I'm going with everybody else. This is, I see it as 33-13 Ravens in this one. I think Lamar reminds everybody why he's one of the most exciting players in the game, and he gets out there. Now, with the running game being a bit of a flux, that could be a possibility of, slowing things down for him a bit. But, the Oakland Raiders are not quite what they once were. Sin City seems like a great place for them, and it will be someday, but not this year. They got some work to do. So Ravens cover this one, and I think they put up some numbers.
All right, next up we have the Seahawks versus the Colts. I think this game is going to be kind of close as we're finally seeing Carson Wentz with the healthy offensive line and with some support at running back. We haven't seen this since his Super Bowl year with the Eagles. We know he's used to not having wide receivers, so we can see how he performs. Do I think he's going to go back to that Super Bowl leading performance type of skills? No, not at all. And as for the Seahawks, I feel like they're always just lingering around what they have, just getting a few minor additions and then going forward. But this offseason, they got Kerry Haiti and Witherspoon from the 49ers, two great additions to the defense. And then I believe their running defense will be able to stump the Colts defense and Jonathan Taylor. He is going to have a good season this year, but he's not going to repeat what he had in his rookie year.
Yeah, I think the Colts will pull this one out against the Seahawks. I don't know. Ever since like last season, I don't think the Seahawks ever been like the team that we thought they would be with DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson. But I think with Carson Wentz reuniting with Frank Reich, I think the Colts will be able to generate something new on the offensive side, and that defensive side of the Colts football is actually pretty good this season. So I have the Colts winning 10-3.
Me personally being a Seahawks fan, so it's I feel I'm gonna try not to be biased, but I feel that DK just got to learn to hold on to the ball. He's had a couple drops, so I think personally, Carson Wentz, like you guys said, Carson Wentz is a healthy offensive line, good running back. So I just feel he just has a lot to prove to me, and I just don't think that that the Colts are gonna best the Seahawks. So I got the score being 14-3.
tight on time, guys, so I'll just give you my number. I see this as, I think the Seahawks 20-13 in this one. I do like what the Colts are doing. They've got some good players. Hopefully Carson Wentz can get it straightened out, but I do like the Seahawks for what they have available to them. They're traveling, but I do think they'll be able to pull this one out and cover 2013.
Next up, we have the Washington football team versus the Chargers. I feel like this game is going to be, I'm going to be attending this game praying we win. But this game is going to be good for us because we can see if we can get our defensive line going at the speed it was last season because the Chargers have a new offensive line. And I feel like we can exploit that. And those extra possessions, we can get, our offense will get running. I have the Washington football getting the edge and covering the line. I have us winning by 24-20.
Yeah, that Washington defense is scary, but I got Washington pulling it out in a close one, 20-17.
Washington football team, the whole defensive line, all first-round picks. Their defense is scary. So I think they're going to come up with it. I'm going to have the score being 14-10.
This one's going to be interesting. I think Washington football team's got it 2017. The big question is how many offsides penalties will Chase Young have? Just so excited to get to the quarterback. That the over/under for me is 2.
All right. Next up, we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel like this game can be really close. The Bills don't have a great offensive line, and I feel like the Pittsburgh's defense is stout. I have the Bills winning this, though, of a score of 27-20.
Yeah, you can't stop Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and that whole offense. And that Pittsburgh defense I think it's regressing. So I have the Bills winning 31-20.
Stephon Diggs, he's good. Josh Allen, great. Just got a new contract, 4-year deal, $160 million. So I just feel that it's going to be. I feel that the Bills are going to best the Steelers. I think the scores are going to be 24-21.
The Bills are everybody's hot pick, and there's actually a lot of people out there, the pundits, who are picking the Steelers for this one. They think that Bills are going to have a little letdown. The Steelers are going to have a little jump. I don't see that happening. I think the Steelers obviously always come to play. I think it's a well-coached team, and I think they've got some veterans on there, including Ben, who's in his 28th year, I think. He's about 47 years old. But for this one, I think you guys are right. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and I think they're rolling. I mean, the Bills are a scary team right now. You know, the Patriots are looking up at them, and I see them coming out first week with a 27-20 win.
All right, that is it for the PBHS Edge this week. We went through our lumps this our first week, but please stick with us. We'll improve throughout the season. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.